Big city of dreams. Take a look at LA. It ain't always what it seems. LA All For Sports. Let's go, baby. West Side. Throw up your West Coast signs if you're from the West. Oh, I'm from the East Side. I can't do that. Jersey guy talking about the West Coast. I love it. I love them all. We love all coasts. All For Sports. We're getting into the Lakers and what they'll do in this season preview. Let's look at the squad. Let's look at the guys that are probably the favorites to win out for the NBA championship, even though I've gone over some of the more deadly teams for casuals that don't understand basketball, in my opinion. Okay? Here goes the Lakers. We're going to kick off real quick. Every video that I do, I kick off with the X's. The X's are the X-Men, the guys that you need to do their thing. If they're not on point, if the dot is not on their head making it happen, it's not going to happen. And it's obvious. On this team, there's two guys right now who the lights are on. LeBron James, Anthony Skyway Davis. Let's go. The beard, the eyebrow. Let's go. They got two of the best players in the NBA on their team. And they're matched up against tonight the LA Clippers, who have two of the better NBA players on their team. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I mentioned this before. The issue with the Clippers, go watch my review. I may put the link in here. The problem with the Clippers is the size, but this team doesn't lack for it. When you have LeBron James, an unselfish superstar, and Anthony Davis, another unselfish superstar, the goal is to make everyone around you better, and those two got better. Is there a third X-Men on this team? Folks, we are sleeping heavy. Boy, you better sleep when you dead. That's an East Coast song. Kyle Kuzma, don't sleep on him. That's the third option. We've been letting everyone else go. I'm telling you, folks, if you're not watching basketball, it's all been a Dwight Howard and, what about who can we get a third guy? DeMarcus Cousins out. Can we bring Carmelo Anthony? They got a third guy. It's Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is the third X. Tremendous season for the Lakers. Slept on. He can give you 18, 19 points per game. My question is, how will he gel with Davis and LeBron James? They put James at this forward position, but we know he's not. He's a point forward. He joins the starting lineup with Rajon Rondo, the ring general, right? That's what Rondo is. He's gonna bring that generalship to the floor, be able to give LeBron breathers when he's bringing up the ball, and also gets LeBron in better spots and helps LeBron get other people in better spots. So you got two devastating passers with the assortment of some more additions that I'm gonna mention. I mentioned the third X is Kyle. Now you got the playmakers. Danny Green, Rajon Rondo. These are going to be the key proponents to them taking it to the next level. Where the team goes is where they go. Who would have thought I would have said that? But yes, Rajon Rondo and Danny Green are the X factors. When those three don't give you 90 points a game between the three of them, okay, I'm being facetious here. If they don't give you near 80, let's be honest, 80 to 85 points a game, you need that extra push. Who's going to give you the 10 and 5 or maybe 10 assists, give you 4 or 5 steals? It's going to be these guys. So Danny Green and Rajon Rondo will have to show up. Danny Green is a big vet. Rajon Rondo is a big vet with experience. That's why you drafted them. The only question I have is age. Age is going to be a factor. Will they be able to hold up in this monster running up and down league that is pacing everybody, pacing all the old folks out, such as an ISO Joe and a Carmelo Anthony? You need speed to stay intact. Now, with those two, that being said, as the next factors on this team, you got these you got the X-Men, you got the guys that you need to rely on to be consistent, right? Then you got these other guys, right? These other guys are gonna have to prove to be worthwhile from a defensive perspective, or just come out of the blue and give you something more from an offensive perspective. I don't like the team as it stands. Okay, they got Jared Dudley, another vet, another anchor. Think of him. Hate to say it, there's no what's his name? Green there, right? Draymond Green type of player on this team yet that I've seen. So Jared Dudley can play a little bit of the enforcer role. That's what he is, a vet, a smart player, can shoot, knock down the three, To me, he's not a 3-and-D player at his age, but has proven to be successful in keeping his career going by being a vet that is savvy on the floor. I remember Boris Diaw. I always called him a guard version of Boris Diaw, and Jared Dudley is a good addition. Now we add on the big centers, okay? What can you get out of JaVale McGee? You know, Shaq always likes to mess around with McGee. That's a little bit of an old joke, but I think that's gone after the strong year he's had last year. I always thought he was an exciting prospect. One, if he was truly developed properly, would have been one of the better centers in the NBA. He's listed at 7 foot. It feels like he's 7'1", 7'2", but he's a shot blocker. Another guy that can get to the hole and get some alley-oop dunks. He plays within the offense, has garnered some post moves. He's the man inside that they're going to have to rely on. He's going to have to give him at least 8 points, 8 rebounds a game for this team to be successful. Next up, they get Dwight Howard. All Dwight needs to do is give you 6 points, 6 rebounds a game. That's all they need from Dwight Howard from a backup perspective, even though everyone wants him to average 15 and 10. Don't think he has that much left in the tank for a 15 and 10. However, in this softer league, he could give you 15 and 10. So Dwight Howard, as he comes back from being almost a year off due to the back injury, probably around February, March, we should see him at full bore. Will he take over JaVale McGee's position? I think even a full healthy Dwight Howard is not better than JaVale McGee at this stage of his career. So I don't think he will, and I don't think he needs to. But they got a big surprise there who can help on the boards, and that's going to be a key factor. Davis, McGee, and Howard need to be killers in that perspective. Guy that has not shown up, and a guy that's been slept on. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has not shown up since the Detroit days. I don't know what's happened to him, but since he's gone over to the Lakers, he's disappeared. He could be a fourth player. Okay, he was that good on the Pistons. We were talking about 19, 20 points a game. He gets to the Lakers. It's that LeBron James effect. Whenever you join this guy, it seems like people shut off. It looks like he shut off a little bit. Let's see if he gets comfortable this year. I didn't like what I saw from him in the preseason. I do see a potential trade coming. They may try to upgrade that guard position. I think they do need some help. Danny Green's there, but they need some additions to be able to support themselves. And I think Caldwell-Pope will be the candidate if he doesn't show through. Avery Bradley is going to be defensive hell. I call him the quiet Patrick Beverly. Also played for the Clippers. Knows Doc's system. Not the same Patrick Beverly from the Boston Celtics, but yet you have a pretty good strong guard that can actually play defense on this team and is there to stop the other opposing player. He's also garnered a three-point shot, so that should be exciting to see if that continues to improve. He's a vet now, so he should have that. Other than that, the expectation is for him to be one of the stronger defensive guards on his team and the strongest defensive guard in the league, even at his age. X factors from a three-point land. I mentioned the X-Men. These are the guys that they're pointed on. Then you got the X factors. What do we get from Alex Caruso and Quinn Cook, right? These are two guys, I forget. Stop. Zach Norvell Jr. is another guy. Looked real good in the summertime. Can shoot the three. Can he be a 7-point per game scorer? The rookie out of Gonzaga. Like what I'm seeing, fearless. He may take over Caldwell-Pope's role. They're both the same size. Norvell Jr. is younger and doesn't give a so you know what I'm saying? So he probably doesn't care. He'll shoot it up. I love young guys because they just don't care. So I like Norvell Jr. to take over Caldwell-Pope's spot and be able to fill in that slot as a potential scoring wing on the bench that they need so desperately. Caruso comes in as a backup point guard. Everyone has been clamoring about him, saying you were better than Lonzo Ball anyway. Now you have the opportunity. 8 to 9 minutes a game, Caruso will come in and he's going to have to pay this team some dividends. Next up, Quinn Cook is going to be the three-point man, a sharpshooter from the wing. Again, you're seeing his lineup, and it is scary. I'm not seeing enough three-point shooters on this team. It's just Danny Green and Quinn Cook as a solid three-point shooters. The rest are kind of iffy. Norvell Jr. may prove me wrong, but Quinn Cook is going to be a key factor off the bench. He's going to have to knock him down. They're going to rely on him to stretch the floor, so he has a prominent role on this team. He may even move into a slot where he goes, where the team goes in retrospect when the playoffs comes around. Can DeMarcus Cousins get healthy from the ACL? Expectation, I'll see him back around probably in the March, April timeframe. I mentioned this so many times. He's such a 270, 210. I'm going to tell him to keep his weight. If he's able to keep his weight, I don't care what you do. He's too big. He doesn't necessarily need his leaping ability nor his agility to score because he's so crafty. So can DeMarcus Cousins come back and give him something a little different to stretch the floor 3 or 4 minutes a game in the playoffs? That's what they'll need for him. I still have DeMarcus Cousins on the depth chart. I still think he has the potential to return, but I don't want to rush him back and force him to have another injury. Kostas Antetokounmpo, the brother of Greek Freak, big long guy they got to develop. What's interesting to see what we'll get out of him. Obviously, he's not his brother. He's not in the same ilk, but he's definitely a long player, a guy that can shot block, could potentially help out McGee and Davis as well as Howard in that department. We'll see what we get. Really light, 200 pounds. So interesting to see what we get from Kostas. But I shouldn't have put him ahead of Troy Daniels, who was a player that they went out and seeked, and he looks like he's going to be a very good, I would call it 3-and-D type player at the guard position. I wanted another 6'7", 6'8" guy, but they got Troy Daniels, a standard ring bearer for solid performance. He can play within the offense. He won't hurt you. He has a defensive mind, and potentially, I believe he's getting a three-point shot. We shall see what he should do in the summertime with his shot improvement with the Lakers. A guy that we got to think about is their second-round draft pick, Talen Horton-Tucker. Didn't like the pick, however, on this team, but I like the player. Another driver. Think of a poor man's Eric Gordon. If he get back into the fray when he's healthy and is able to perform, they may have got a steal in Taylor Horton-Tucker. The problem is he needs the ball in his hands. He's not a great three-point shooter. So within this offense, with all these guys that need the ball in their hands, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma as well, Rondo, don't know how many touches he'll get, but if he does get the touches, he'll definitely have the advantage against the other man because they'll be so busy with the big three of Kuzma, LeBron, and Anthony. So exciting night tonight as we kick off. The games have just started. This is my Lakers review, and if I go over where I think they'll see as far as ranking goes, no doubt in my mind they are a top 5 team. I'm not going to say top 3, a top 5 team in the West. I mentioned to you, if you watch my videos, Denver Nuggets, Portland Trailblazers, stop disrespecting. Put some respect on the name. Put some respect on the name. These two are my two to beat until somebody proves me wrong because of the changes. And then I have the LA Clippers that are in there. So LA Clippers and Lakers are tied for that 3. I don't know who's going to end up in what spot. And the Houston Rockets are downgraded. The reason being is the loss of Gerald Green. That's huge, folks. Watch out for that. Let's see who steps up. Malcolm Moore, Austin Rivers. One of those guys is going to have to step up for that team because Houston Rockets took a big hit in losing that bench point scoring from Gerald Green. So, great season. We'll see what happens. Yes, the Golden State Warriors are in the 6th slot due to gelling, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Golden State become a number 2 or 3 seed because of all the scoring they have. Believe it or not, Golden State is actually in the same boat they've been in for years. If Klay Thompson comes back, we may have to switch some things around because they got more three-point shooting at this time than the Lakers or the Clippers are iffy, but they have more three-point scoring than the Lakers. It's a three-point shooting league. They need to improve the Lakers in that aspect and find someone in free agency that can help, unless Caldwell Pope and my man Norvell Jr. are able to fulfill their expectations. So Off Work Sports, I'm signing off. This is my Lakers review. Peace. Enjoy. Basketball's on. Peace.